Hey traders, welcome back for another episode of our BrightFunded funded trader interviews. Did you know at BrightFunded you can trade up to $400,000 once you pass your evaluation phases and become a funded trader? I'm Eduardo, the host for the interview, and today should be an absolute banger as I'm interviewing Flo, who's received 25 payouts from us. Yes, 25. So without further ado, make sure you go and grab your notepad because it's going to be packed with value and gems. So let's dive straight in. Hey traders, welcome back for another BrightFunded funded trader interview. Today, I've got the pleasure of interviewing Flo, who, if you've seen his Twitter, he's always posting payouts. He's an absolute machine, and I'm very, very looking forward to this interview. So Flo, please just drop a short introduction about yourself for those who may not know you, and then we can just dive straight in.
Yes, thank you for having me today. My name is Flo. I'm now 27 years old.
Nice.
I started trading around, I think I got in touch first with crypto only, with the investing side of things. It was 5 years ago. And I had basically zero knowledge about anything. The only term that I knew was buy the dip.
Yeah.
And there was an event, I think we all know, when the Terra Luna coin, I think it was called, it collapsed.
Mhm.
And because all I knew was buy the dip, I said, okay, this is a pretty crazy dip. I'm gonna put like totally stupid half of my savings into it. At that time I was a student only, so I didn't have much, but that what I had I put into this coin, which was in hindsight a very stupid decision. And we all know how this ended.
Yeah.
And after that I was like, yeah, the money that I just lost, it didn't just evaporate into thin air. Someone else took that money from me, basically, because we know how trading works. If you sell something or buy, another person does the opposite. And that's when I said, okay, I need to get into the actual trading side of things, because I want to be on the other side of the spectrum. I want to make money and not lose my money.
Yeah.
And that's when I started, basically studying trading. And first I joined a lot of communities and tried to gather as much knowledge as possible. And I did that for around 3 years, tried to become profitable. And after that, a lot of effort, I put into a lot of effort into it. And then, after around 3 years, it became slowly profitable. I developed my own system. And then, since last year or around 2 years, I follow that system that I developed by myself. And since then, it's working pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So you've been trading for, let's say, 5-ish years?
Yeah, trading itself 4 years, around 4 years.
Yeah. And
at first I was wasting a lot of time.
Yeah. So when you went straight into communities, was it a particular strategy? For example, ICT, were you joining communities strictly for like ICT, or was it just general trading knowledge?
First, when I started joining communities, I just thought I'm gonna copy someone.
Okay, fair.
And because it's easy, I thought, and why not? And then I quickly saw how that works. It doesn't really work at all.
Yeah.
Because you make 2 steps forward, then you make 3 steps back again. And after some time I said, I need to learn this by myself actually. And then started, gathering as much knowledge, joined a lot of communities. Still, I found one that I sticked with, and I'm still in this community. And since then, trading and trying my best.
Okay, nice. So at the beginning of the journey, would you say that had you pictured trading to be easier than what it actually is? When you first started, did you have beginner's luck where you jumped on a chart and started making money? Or was it a thing where as soon as you started, you were just like losing trades?
Yeah, it was a mixture of both. I thought trading is easy because there's no barrier of entry, because I knew it's a high paying skill and everybody can say, I'm gonna start trading tomorrow. So naturally people think that it's easy, but once you actually start trading and try for yourself, you see quickly that it's actually not easy.
Yeah.
And that you actually have to study for this high income skill, because you don't just another high income skill. For example, if you're a doctor, you have to study for 5 to 10 years. Until then, you are not earning any money with it. And for some reason, people think trading is different. You start and in 2 weeks you drive a Lambo and everything. But yeah, it quickly came to the reality that it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of mental strength, discipline, all that stuff. And I basically tried improving all those aspects while becoming profitable.
Okay, cool. Nice. And so from what I understand, now you've got your own system. But when you first started trading, were you always just doing trial and error? Like you'll just try something out by yourself based on what you're seeing and then tweak it?
First, I basically tried everything. I hopped from one strategy to one strategy because maybe I had a good strategy. Then let's say I lost 4 or 5 trades. And when you don't know how things work, you say, oh my God, this is not working. I have to try something else. I hopped from one strategy to another strategy. And that went on for like, I think a year, 1.5 years, until I actually found a strategy. And at some point I went to university at the same time with a medical background, and we learned about statistics and that stuff in medical trials. And how you gather data and statistics for making conclusions based on the data. And I thought to myself, I could actually try that and use that with my trading system, gathering a lot of data by backtesting, forward testing, and then with enough data points, make a conclusion and say, okay, this will work over a long period of time. And this gave me then the confidence to say, I don't need to hop from strategy to strategy only because I'm on a losing streak, because I know over a long term, over a long period of time, I will make money on average, and basically just ignore the short-term emotions and short-term feelings about the strategy that I have.
Okay, so to dive a bit more into your strategy now then, are you able to just briefly explain it? You don't have to go into too much detail. What does it look like right now? And what pairs do you trade?
Yeah, for crypto, I trade basically only the big ones. Bitcoin, I trade Bitcoin, Solana, and XRP.
Okay.
And on each funded account, I only trade one coin that I have.
Okay.
With BrightFunded, for example, I have the 400K right now. And on my 200K, I only trade Bitcoin. On a 100, I only trade Solana. And on the last one, I only trade XRP. Okay. And then I just basically look at the chart and mark out support resistance areas that I think if price reaches this area, we should see a good reaction. And then pair that with some momentum indicators. I use the RSI, for example. And if that also gives me the confluence, then I go on a bit of a lower time frame. So I look at the support resistance on a daily or 12-hour.
Okay.
And then drop on a lower time frame if I say, okay, the price is now in an oversold or overbought area and it's time for some reaction to the other side. Then I look at the 1 hour, wait for some confirmation, some basic shifts in structure, trend changes. And then I start by adding low risk positions. Like on a funded, I only risk 0.7, 0.8 max. And at that area, I start basically longing or shorting. And if my stop loss gets hit, I'll try again in that area. And I do that as long as my support or resistance area, until the thesis that I have, until it's valid. And most of the time, one of those shots that I take always hits. And I shoot for a high RR then. And then the winner that I have always makes up the losers.
Yeah. Okay. And what is your average RR?
Average RR is, I think right now it's around, if I get a winner pretty quick, it's around 2.5 RR, and it gets up to 4 to 5 RR.
Okay.
If we really retrace deep into the area that I marked, it's often 4 to 5 RR.
Okay, nice. That's really good. And so do you use a trading stop loss? So let's say when it goes to 3 R, you just bring the stop loss to either break even or just 1 or 2 R?
Yeah, I look at some liquidity levels, and either if, let's say, we take out the high of last month, where when I look at the chart and I know a lot of people will have their stop losses at a certain area. If we grab that area and take the liquidity, I say, okay, if we go back down now, I will set my stop loss break even, because if we really go that deep down again, we're not gonna go back up again, because there is no reason for price, in my opinion, to do so.
Yeah.
And that's how I handle the stop loss then, yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting, and that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so in your journey to becoming a profitable trader, because roughly how long would you say it took to go from like unprofitable to break even to profitable?
You mean from starting out?
Yeah, so when you started out, how long did it take to go from like unprofitable to break even? Yeah, and then how long was break even to profitable?
It's hard to say, because I wasted so much time with.
Yeah.
If I would know what I would know now, it would take like, I think max a year, but for me it took all in all around three years.
That's still really good.
To say, okay, I'm slowly starting to become profitable, or even to get to the break-even point, because even if you are break-even, you are doing pretty well, since most people lose money that trade. And after that break-even point, it took also another long time till you actually see your numbers going up. And with numbers going up, I don't mean you have 1 month where you are pretty well and then you say, hey, I'm a profitable trader, but because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You want to see your money go up over, let's say, 12 months or 2 years. After that point, I said to myself, okay, I know what I'm doing, and I can actually start risking more and becoming a full-time trader and quit my other stuff that I did.
Okay.
Because everybody can have luck 2 or 3 months. And the long term is actually what I always said. If I'm making money for 12 months or even longer, that's when I say, okay, now I'm actually a profitable trader. Okay. So I was really cautious.
Yeah. So would you say you're risk adverse?
I am risk averse, yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I took a pretty big risk. I started neglecting my university studies because of trading and all that stuff.
It's paid off.
It paid off, yeah. Thank God.
And how, in that journey, when you started seeing yourself becoming profitable, how did it feel? Like the day that you quit your job and said, now I'm a full-time trader, how did it feel for you?
It took me some time to realize it, actually.
Is it?
Because it was so fluent. I always do things, and before you get to your goal, you already make new goals. And I started, I was making money for 5 months with trading. And that's when I said, okay, I actually can live off this. That's when I then started quitting my side job. I only had a side job next to studying.
Okay.
And after 5 months of making money from trading, that's when I quit my job. But I never had that click moment where I thought, wow, that's crazy. I actually did it, because it's so fluent in your life. It's like hard to.
Yeah. And when you went to a full-time trader, did you feel more pressure to do good on the charts?
Yes, definitely. There is more pressure, because a lot of people don't realize how much waiting it actually is. And when you are not having any other job, you often sit in front of the screen.
Yeah.
And you get bored eventually if you don't have nothing else to do. And that's when you make a lot of mistakes, when you get bored.
Yeah.
But I picked up other things in my life that basically distracted me from getting bored, and that's how I managed to overcome those things.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, because I think, when people make the transition to full time, now they kind of realize that they have to make money. And when you have to make money, now you're like, some people start forcing trades, revenge trading, and all the negative habits start coming back.
Yeah, the pressure that comes into from the money side alone, because every trader will eventually have a negative month. It's unavoidable, in my opinion. No one can outplay the market 10 years on end.
Yeah.
And when you only have your trading income and you see now your numbers going red for the month, then you have to actually really dial in and control your emotions and say, hey, I can't now do funny stuff on the chart or do revenge trading. I have to stick to my system. And that's at first was a really hard point, but I always said I treat my trading like I would treat it's like a business for me. If I have, let's say, a car dealership, I don't say, hey, I made no money this month, I'm gonna start selling bikes next week. I actually just stick to my plan and stick to what I do best.
Yeah, that 100%. I think that's the right way to approach it. But it is difficult emotionally. Do you read any books or anything to help with the emotional side of trading?
I read some, not specific to trading, but I read a lot about discipline and mental strength. And I started basically treating my daily routine that I do outside of the charts. I started treating my mental health, my mental strength, and my discipline like a skill that I want to improve every day. And I thought to myself, what can I do that helps me get those skills higher? So I started running, and running also takes a lot of discipline because I go run every day. And when it's raining outside, it's like you don't really want to go, but that's when you say to yourself, I'm gonna go anyways, I don't care how I feel. Then I started also training for a marathon, and you need a lot of mental strength when you do those kind of things. And when I started forging my daily habits around those skills, those things transferred into my trading very much. And basically helped me handle my trading a lot better. So at first I really underestimated your daily habits and how they reflect on your trading skills.
I think it's 24 hours. Trading isn't just when you're at the chart, it's all of the hours that you're outside of the chart also plays a huge role into your mindset. So would you be able to just share like a brief overview of your daily schedule? Like what does it look like? So you wake up and then, how does it go?
Yes, I wake up, I try to go to sleep every day around the same time, plus minus 1 hour at around midnight. And then I sleep for a good 7 to 8 hours, wake up at 7, 8. And in the morning, I basically I hydrate myself, then I immediately go out for a run to get that thing out the way. Then sit down on my computer, have coffee, relax, and just ease into the day. I don't want to hop on the PC and instantly look at the charts and say, I have to take a trade, I have to do this. I ease into the day, and when I feel fit mentally and physically, then I start looking at the chart slowly and then make decisions what I'll do during my trading.
Okay, cool. And so how long do you roughly spend on the charts every day? And also, by the sounds of it, you trade New York session?
My crypto trades, I trade basically in the morning, London session.
Okay.
If I get, it always depends when price is at the area that I marked out. But most of the time I do it in the morning. And I also trade another I have two strategies. Another strategy I trade purely in New York session.
Okay.
That's on a lower time frame. That's another strategy on the Nasdaq.
Okay. Also you trade that. Okay. And which strategy would you say you prefer?
If I have to choose one, I would use only the Nasdaq one because it's not really, it doesn't cost me a lot of time. I go to the computer at 15:30 when New York opens. Takes me 15 minutes to analyze the chart, mark out a range that I always take. And then I just set my alarms if
it goes there.
I'm waiting for a breakout of a certain range, setting alarms, and if something happens, I get notified, then I take my trade and that's it. I don't look at the trade after I take it. I always close the chart because I never care what the price does in between my trade. I only set an alarm at my stop loss if it gets stopped, or an alarm at my break-even point, and that's it. As soon as I set the trade, I close my computer. And then go on with my day, like go to the gym, stuff like that.
So like set and forget. And would you say it helps a lot emotionally and mentally?
It helps. It helps massively. At first, it's really hard. I catch myself a lot. I close my computer, and 10 minutes later, I'm on my phone looking at my trade.
Yeah,
But
the same.
but I realized that it doesn't matter where the price is in between my areas that I want to see, because it doesn't change my trade.
Uh-huh.
So it took me some time, but after that, if you get used to it, it's really, it helps the mind a lot.
I think when you get to the point where you take a trade and you forget you're in a trade, it's actually a really nice place to be.
Yeah.
And then it's just, even if you lose, the loss doesn't feel as bad as if you're watching every single candle print and then it goes to a stop loss. But personally, for myself, when I'm trading and I'm seeing the red candles go closer and closer to my stop loss, it makes me want to take another trade. But if I just leave the charts and it takes hit stop loss, I'm completely fine with it.
Yeah.
So definitely that's a huge point. If you're on
if you overanalyze the chart, you start doing stupid stuff. You see, okay, price is now almost at my break-even area. I'm gonna set it break-even now because then it's safe. Then reverses to your break-even point, stops your break-even, and then it sends back up. And those are all things we have to go through. I think you have to just get the repetitions in, and after some time, it becomes natural to you to do certain things.
Okay, nice. So now I actually want to touch on when you first started trading. So I'm guessing you went from demo, then you went to a small live personal account, and then prop firms.
I started with demo trading actually, and backtesting on a software.
Okay.
And I did small live accounts, and then through my community back then, I found out what funded accounts are. Because at first I always thought it's like a scam or something. When I was just ignorant to it.
Yeah.
And then actually, did some research on those funded and prop firm accounts. And actually pretty quick, I started my first challenge I ever did was with BrightFunded.
Oh,
it was in 2020, end of 2023, I think it was.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's very early on, yeah.
I blew it pretty quick at first, of course, like everybody does.
Yeah.
But then when I passed my first one and actually got my payout, that's when I said, that's really nice.
Yeah.
And then I started scaling basically my funded capital.
Yeah. So would you say, do you still trade personal now, or are you just strictly prop firms?
I do both. I do prop firms and personal, yeah.
Okay.
I'm really trying to scale my personal account as well, because it also gives you a sense of, you don't put all your eggs in one basket, you know, and basically have it spread out over as much things as you can.
Okay. And so when you first started learning about prop firms, how was your approach in terms of getting funded? Because from now I understand you have multiple accounts and then you take one trade at a time.
Yeah.
So when you first started, I'm guessing you just went for one challenge and you just kept trying to pass that single challenge.
At first I started one challenge and did a lot of mixing, everything. I tried everything.
Yeah.
I think I was at 8%. I almost passed the first phase pretty quick, but it went completely south after then.
Yeah.
And back then I had no idea about the mind and psychology of trading, and you start revenge trading, and then a week later it was completely breached.
Yeah.
And then just improved from there. Started improving every day basically.
Yeah. I think I had a similar experience where I was like 7% profit, and then I set and forget. I closed my laptop. I went away to do my business. Then one of my alerts got hit that it's nearly at TP. Because when it's nearly at TP, sometimes I like to watch it. And then news came out. Oh my gosh! It went straight to my stop loss, and then straight back to my TP. But it took me out. And then from there, I was a mess. I'll be honest. That account got breached like a few days later. So it was very tough. Okay, cool. So in terms of, because you said you started trading BrightFunded in December of 2023.
Around end of year,
How did you hear about BrightFunded?
It was from the community I'm in back then. I'm still in the community. Back then they worked together with BrightFunded.
Okay.
And that's how I heard from. It was the first prop firm I ever heard of. And during those times, you often heard of prop firms going bankrupt and stuff. But I was lucky that BrightFunded was the one I chose.
Yeah.
because I think they are now really respectful in this area, and really shows that they're here to stay.
Definitely. Yeah, we definitely got a lot of growth plans, and we've got some exciting stuff coming out in the hopefully next few months. So definitely traders, look out if you're not. But yeah, so in terms of like your experience so far, so you've been trading for a year and a half with BrightFunded. How would you say you found like the trading experience, the support, the conditions, the payouts, and so forth?
Honestly, for me, it was always very smooth with you guys. Support is awesome. If you have a question in 1 minute, I have it answered if I want. Because a lot of prop firms, you ask support about something, you don't get a reply at all, or 2 weeks later when you don't need it anymore. But with BrightFunded, it's always 2 minutes max. I have my response.
Yeah.
Or if something was wrong, sometimes there's a platform error or something. I think it was one time in those 1.5 years, so basically nothing. But you always get help instantly.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, the payouts are always in 24 hours after requesting, and never anything denied. And I think that shows that it's really a good place to be.
Yeah, no, that's honestly amazing to hear. I think when, especially with respect to traders like yourself, it's really good to hear that you really like enjoy our services and so forth. So yeah, really glad to hear that. And I always see you publishing payouts on Twitter. How many payouts have you received now? Because I feel like you've got so many.
I think I have to count, but it must be 25, I think, are now. Should be 25 payouts.
That is so good. That's. I
started focusing more on smaller payouts.
Yeah.
When I started out, the first, I think 8 or 10 payouts were like 5, 6, 7%.
Yeah.
But I started then focusing on smaller payouts and just the steady growth,
Like more sustainable, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
now if a funded account is at 2 or max 3%, I say, okay, I'm gonna leave that account alone. I don't give back my profits. I wait until I get the payout. And after the first payout, it's always in a 2-week cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty quick. Always I can wait 2 weeks until I get my payout.
Yeah. Would you say that's an important skill or habit for people that are trading prop firms to focus on different accounts? So let's say one goes in 2% profit, you leave that one alone and you go to the next one and then the next one.
Yeah, for me, that's always the way that I approached it. I always, as I mentioned, I never put everything into one account. And also I treat the prop firms the same.
Mm-hmm.
I have my 3 accounts with BrightFunded spread over the max funding allocation.
Mm-hmm.
And I always, if one account is in 2-3% plus, I say I'm gonna leave that. And if the other ones are not in a profit, I will focus on them.
Yeah.
And that's how I treat it, yeah.
No.
Because now, actually, if you are full-time, you need to make money.
Yeah.
And it always gives some relief if you have your one funded account where hey, in 2 weeks I can get my payout.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives some mental relief.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
And in terms of like general, not with just BrightFunded, but with prop firms, how many accounts are you currently managing? And would you say for unprofitable traders, does the risk management and the limitations that prop firm challenges have help you specifically?
I think actually, if you start with trading prop firms, the risk limitations actually help you. Because on a private account, you don't have any limitations. And if you just go into it and say, hey, I'm gonna full risk, completely send it. If the trade goes wrong, you can lose all your money, it's gone. That was the case with me when I bought the Terra Luna back then. It was gone in 15 minutes, it was gone. And if I would have known about funded accounts, that probably wouldn't have happened, because it helps you to dial in your risk management.
Yeah.
Even the best trader won't survive long if he doesn't have proper risk management. Yeah. And that's what also I think I really appreciate on the funded accounts, that you learn to manage your risk well. most people think it's stupid that you have those limitations, but I actually think it's a pretty good idea, and also for newer traders to actually start off with those risks, with those certain rules, because they will always help you on your private account as well to not make any stupid decisions.
So do you follow a similar risk management for your personal as you do funded?
Yes, it's similar, but I am able to risk more on my personal, because with my data, I know exactly how many trades I can comfortably lose in a row. And I basically risk more on my personal account, but it's based on the data that I have. And I know, okay, if my data tells me I can lose 7 trades in a row, then I base my risk on those 7 trades.
Yeah.
And say, okay, I can risk 3% on a trade on my personal account, because if I lose those 7 trades in a row, it's like 21%. And that's how I just tweak the risk management on the personal account a bit, to make more profit overall.
Yeah. And how, in terms of your strategy itself, so how many setups do you typically find on like a weekly basis? Would you say it's every day or a few times a week?
I'm most of the time on those 3 coins that I trade with BrightFunded. I find one setup mostly every day,
Okay.
But a lot of times they turn into longer swing trades if the RR gets higher. It can be that it takes a week till the trade hits profit. And during that time, I don't try anything else. I just leave the trade running,
Yeah.
And on my second strategy, on the Nasdaq strategy, I get a trade around 3 to 5 times a week max. So max, I get 1 trade every day on it,
Yeah. Okay. And what made you want to look at Nasdaq?
I just wanted to expand my view a bit on other markets as well. Since crypto is really correlated with Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin decides to go into a bear market, every other coin will as well. And that's when I said to myself, okay, I want to actually learn to trade another asset as well. It's still correlated to Bitcoin, or Bitcoin is correlated to Nasdaq, but it's still not that volatile as crypto. And I also wanted a system that I can trade Monday to Friday, and then on the weekend say it's done, and on Monday start again.
Okay, nice. Yeah, no, 100%, totally agree. Definitely understand. So just a few more questions. So in terms of yourself, what's your trading goals now? Because you're a full-time trader, so you've made it to the pinnacle of what traders want to do. You've received countless amounts of payouts. You're living the life. So what are you trying to achieve from trading?
Currently, I'm really trying to keep my performance up, of course. Basically do better, or just stay at the level where I'm right now trading wise. And I'm just building my socials and started making content 1 month ago on YouTube.
Nice.
Where I do videos where I talk about trading psychology. I talk about the mental side of trading, the mental strength, and make videos about those topics where I just try to help people and answer questions that I always had when I started out. That's what I'm focusing on right now.
So to build like your own personal brand within the trading space. Is there any particular YouTubers or personal brands that you like within the trading space?
I have one guy we are working together right now.
Okay.
That was the community that I started in 2023. And he also started during that time that I learned, he started building his personal stuff and focused on videos as well. And now we are also working together.
Oh, amazing.
And that was always one guy that I looked up to. And basically I want to also just try to help people with questions they have and touch on, as I mentioned, the mental side of trading, because a lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah, definitely not.
And that's what I want to help people with,
I think it needs more focus, isn't it? Like psychology is where it's what makes a difference. It's not the strategy, but there's a lot of profitable strategies. But
because I can give a guy my strategy 1-to-1.
Exactly.
I can tell him, I can teach him in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I can give him this, you need to do this. But after all, nobody will become profitable only with the system. It's the mental side, and it's just basically as a whole. I always saw it like a professional athlete. The athlete is not only on the field playing, he's evolving his life around his performance on the field, with his diet, with his training and everything. And that's the same way I treat my trading.
Yeah. That was gonna be my last question. I was gonna say, if you have to give only one tip to you're speaking to yourself before you were profitable, and you have to tell yourself one thing that will help get you over the line, what would it be?
First of all, I would say always believe in yourself. Sounds corny, but it's true. You have to, in your mind, you have to already be there where you want to be. Because if your mind is not in it, then your body won't follow. And also start treating your trading like actually a business, and really evolve your life around it. And improve all your skills that you need in trading: discipline, your strategy, your mental, also your physical health. It will all play into role, and it's all one big package in the end.
100%, totally agree. I think it's actually great for us to end on that gem. Flo, again, thank you so much for your time today. You've dropped so much value for all of the traders watching, whether you're unprofitable and even if you're profitable, they can take something away from this. So honestly, on the behalf of BrightFunded, thank you so much for your time, for being a great trader and being a example of what it's like to be a professional, full-time, dedicated to the charts. So honestly, thank you so much again. And hopefully we can sort out that episode in London when we do a sit down, because I think that'd be super cool. So thank you for your time. Continued success with your trading, and we'll catch up soon, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. We'll speak soon. Take care.
Thanks.
You see, I told you it was going to be packed with value. If you got any takeaway whatsoever from this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because we're going to have a lot more coming up in the future. Be sure to follow Flo on his socials here, and also follow us on our socials here. Thanks again for watching, and see you guys next time.